Okay, so there are doctors out there that want to claim they are all about promoting life. I don't care who they are, a doctor from the Middle East, a doctor from India, a doctor from the Western society. And so there's this quote that I must take exception with. I'm not going to debate on the person's wall because that's not my business, but I'm going to set the record straight when it comes to innovation. So here's the quote. You cannot insert a gene you took from a bacteria into a seed and call it life. You have not created life, you have now only polluted it. And that's Dr. Vananda Shiva. Here's the thing. You realize when you have sex with somebody, that is a vector. That's called taking somebody's penis and putting in the vagina, and then they're expelling semen, which is genetic information into the mother, and she creates a baby. That's called life. That's vector reproduction through a male or someone that's non-binary who happens to have a penis. So a needle is no different. When you're taking a gene and you put it from a bacteria and you put it into a seed, okay, you're now creating some new fruits, some new vegetables that are aligned with the viral environment. Because if you are saying you cannot insert a gene you took from a bacteria into a seed and call it life, you have not created life, you have polluted it, you are now against reproduction. You're against reproducing babies from different people. This is what I mean by a lot of the right-wing Christian crowd who is against genetically modified, or the left-wing, whatever crowd against genetically modified, do not understand innovation. They come from a very linear perspective, a very one-dimensional perspective. And that is what is it? That's the binary-driven arguments in politics, religion, and science. Religion and science and politics are all conjoined together because it's all about, very one-dimensional perspectives, very like for and against. They don't see the bigger picture. It's like good versus evil, Satan versus Lucifer, or Satan versus Jesus. And it's all about being cured. And so there's a lot of victim mentality out of the politics, religion, and science crowd. There's another quote about you can't, blowing out someone's candle doesn't make yours any brighter. That's a victim mentality, major victim mentality. Okay? Because if you allow someone to blow out your candle, it means the candle that you lit to begin with was not strong enough, which means that maybe you have an issue with your own candle to begin with. And that's what I deal with, even in the J-Juice crowd. People who don't even really believe in what they've been following, but they're so attached to their belief systems that they have to find something in their belief systems to attach to mine, and they're diametrically opposed. There's no way you're going to take your politics, religion, and science and think it's going to be anywhere aligned with the JJ protocol. It is like you have to give up your religion, your political thought process, your scientific dogma in order to evolve. But that's not going to happen when you are still trying to fit a round peg in a square hole. And right there is proof from a doctor who claims to be like, oh, I'm all about the purity and the sanctity of humanity, but oh no evolution, just keep people at a very baser level instinct. That quote, you cannot insert a gene you took from a bacteria into a seed and call it life. You have not created life, you have only polluted it. What the fuck is pollution? Who are you to determine that's pollution? That's a very perceived type of dogma. When you're saying, oh yeah, pollution is based upon how it interacts with the person, and then you're going to put a characterization to it. You're going to put your own spin on it. So you're saying that me dating this dude and him inseminating me with whatever, and I have a baby, you call that pollution? Because you can't insert a gene you took from a bacteria? Because people are made of bacteria. They're the microbiome. So you're calling that pollution? Now that's racist. Now we're dealing with racism. And this is where the politics, religion, and science world are very dogmatic, very one-dimensional, and it will be very difficult for them to evolve, especially on the JJ. The JJ will give them a cure. It'll magnify the intolerance of their environment, the intolerance of other cultures, the intolerance of other belief systems. Oh, we're seeing it. Now, I'm not going to call the person out. They know. I mean, if they watch this, they know. I've done a retort on my Facebook. I will not do it on their Facebook. It's not my place. I still like the person. I'm sure that person still likes me, but I'm going to have another perspective, so that way people understand that, yeah, it's going to be very difficult to bring in your religion and your scientific dogma and your political dogma into the J-Juice world. It will not mix. It's like oil and water. Like oil and water. And I know for them it's like oil and water, and for me, we will find a way to revolve around each other, because that's the world that we live in. We must be able to handle other thought processes and give different perspectives. I'm not trying to convert the other person. They're not trying to convert me, but we must have different perspectives to understand. And then a person who's watching this is going to make their choice. You either live indefinitely, die indefinitely eventually, or be in a cured state and then die. There's only 3 choices out there. Some people will try to use their religion and their scientific background and their political dogma attached to the J-Juice and use it to sell their religion and use it to sell J-Juice. I mean, either way. I don't want J-Juice being attached to any scientific, political dogma or religious dogma, but it will be. It's been like that I can't stop it. But I'm going to say that I don't support it, and that's not the intention of the JJ mentality, but that's what goes on. But I want you to see the hypocrisy in some of these quotes out there from doctors and from people in the religious world, in the scientific world, and in the political dogma world. All right, have a good day. Bye.